Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on place value part 1. Numbers and numerals. A number is used to count or measure something, for example. We could say it is an idea in our minds. A numeral involves talking or writing about a number. We could say that a numeral is a symbol or a name that stands for a number. The number is the idea. See how these two animals here and that person, they've got an idea in their head. And that's what we mean. The numeral is how we write it. The pictures to the left represent ideas or numbers. The numerals associated with each picture are 1 to represent one bone, 2 to represent two animals, and 5 to represent 5 bones. Let's look at the word digit. A digit is a single symbol used to create or represent numerals. Having said that, a digit can be a numeral, like the ones used to represent the pictures. Let's look at the numeral 457. It's made up of a digit 4, the digit 5, and the digit 7. So if we put those three digits together, we get the numeral 457. Place value. When we write down a numeral, which represents a particular number, we need to be aware of the place value for each digit. Now here I have 6 digits in a little table. Starting from the right hand side, the digit to the extreme right is in the units or the ones column. The next digit is in the tens column. The next digit is in the hundreds column, and so forth, 1,000, 10,000 and 100,000. So they're all separate columns, and they tell us about the value of each digit. So let's look at the value of 4. The value of this actual 4 here is 4 times 1, because it's in the ones column, and that's 4. The value of the 5, which is in the next column, is 5 times 10, which is 50. The value of the 2 is 2 times 100, which is 200, and so on, to give us the value of each of the digits. Ways of describing a whole number. The following are 3 of the ways we can describe a whole number. One way of doing it is as an ordinary numeral. So this numeral here, which is the same as this one here, is 673,254. That is called an ordinary numeral. We can use words. We can actually write the words down. 673,254. So that's writing the words. Or we can use expanded notation. And we can use the table to help us. Remember, 6 means 6 times 100,000. That's in this particular example. Plus 7 times 10,000. See, 7 times 10,000, etc. for the whole 6 digits. Example 1. Write down the information in the above table in each of the following ways, as an ordinary numeral, in words, and using expanded notation. So as an ordinary numeral, we have 357,842. In words, 357,842. So we're actually writing the words down. And using expanded notation, 3 times 100,000 plus 5 times 10,000 plus 7 times 1,000, etc. And when we add each of those up, we end up with this answer here. We end up with that numeral there. Example 2. Write 65,326 as an ordinary numeral. 65,326. It's very, very systematic. If you take your time and think about it, it's not that difficult. Example 3. Write 4 times 1,000 plus 7 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 5 times 1 as an ordinary numeral. So 4 times 1,000 is 4,000, 7 times 100 is 700, 6 times 10 is 60, and 5 times 1 is 5. So it's 4,765. Write 96,537 in expanded form or expanded notation. So that's units, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s, as we saw in our earlier table. So that's 9 times 10,000, plus 6 times 1,000, plus 5 times 100, etc. And that is expanded notation. Example 5. Write 86,730 in words. 86,730. It's quite straightforward if you just take your time. Now here's example 6, which is very, very interesting. Write down the value of the red digit in each of the following numerals. Now the first numeral is 758. We're going to concentrate on the red digit. Because it's in the first column to the right, it must be 8 times 1, so the value of the 8 is actually 8. That is the value of it. 6,439, units, tens, hundreds. The value of the 4 is 4 times 100, which is 400, because it's in the hundreds column. The next one, 86,493. The 9 is in the tens column, so the value is 9 times 10, which is 90. And for the last one, 53,829, units, tens, hundreds, thousands. The 3 is in the thousands column, so the value is 3 times 1,000. 3 times 1,000. My apologies. 3 times 1,000, which gives you 3,000. That is actually the value of the 3.